All right, and we are back with another episode of Panther Airsoft Folding Table Talk. This is episode 66. 66?
66.
66. Wow. That's that's just three numbers away from the infamous number. So
We'll get there.
we'll get there. We'll get
We'll
there,
get
guys. All right. And yeah, we have myself, Poi, we got Mac over here.
Hello.
And unfortunately, the other one, Tack, is not here. Um, if you don't know already, you can see the poppy over Mac's head there. It is Remembrance Day today as we were recording it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed your little day off today. Um, Other than that, we'll get started in our podcast here. So this is going to be discussing about Airsoft Strike Group's OP Minerva. Minerva?
Minerva. Okay, I'm going to say Minerva just because the only time I've ever seen that, I swear to God, was Harry Potter, Professor McGonagall. Her first name was Minerva. And I heard it in the movie, and I was like, that's how you say it. I
Okay.
used to come up under words like that all the time in my life, and I used to just go be like, blah.
So, little bit of a like introduction to the name or to the op is basically the name itself explains you what the sim is gonna be. It's gonna be a resource sort of like a resource type game where you're fighting for resource, and the name says it all, mine. And from the notes that I gathered, again, I just came back from vacation just like a couple of days ago from reading the back end stuff. Yeah, there is a lot of resource fighting, and we don't want to spoil the story for you guys because we want you guys to experience it. It's quite the storyline with a lot of twists and turns and your typical Julian Lau sort of or optic sort of twist
100%.
twist to the stories, and we love it. Um, so if you haven't registered, unfortunately, it's sold out at this point. If you're watching or listening to this podcast before you go to the Saturday sort of check in, yeah, it's sold out. So if you're listening to this and you've already registered, you're lucky. The 50 slot for green team has already been filled, and the 20 slots for yellow team has been filled already. And I believe Team Alpha or Alpha and Delta are filled as well. Those are part of yellow team as well, aren't they? If I remember.
Yeah,
correctly.
so it just evens it out. Basically,
Yeah.
it's a 2-to-1 right now, so we have a 50 to 25
Yeah.
offset.
So the two teams that are going to be fighting is basically Heart Enterprise, which is green team. Now, being that I am a big fan of Heart Enterprise, I am always going to be for that team. I've played almost a lot of his milsims under the Heart Enterprise because
you have been a commander.
Yeah. No, not a commander, just squad leader. Commander is like way too much of a big job. And then there is the J Lao conglomerate, Team Yellow. And Team Yellow. Team Yellow, yeah, thanks Rainbow. Team Yellow is gonna be doing I believe they are the ones that are going to be sort of making it difficult for green team to gather resources from what I understand. Team Green is going to be setting up bases, QRFs or quick reaction forces, and convoys for the duration of the event. Team Yellow or J-Lao conglomerate will be doing disruption for either the convoys, the base, or whatever mining activities that they are doing for the duration of the time. So that's their job. So there is your conflict right there, right? You have one team setting up to deploy, then you have another team going in there and going, "Hey, shouldn't be deploying there. We're going to disrupt your operation here." So that is the entire operation at its that's the team setup that we have there. Do you have anything else to add to the teams here? Because it's pretty straightforward, sort of like scenario that Julian runs. He loves doing these types of sort of resource gathering, intelligence gathering, moving people around, doing convoys. It's typical for Julian to see this. What have you played his other sims before?
Yes, I was literally 7 different characters in the last one.
So for that one, we had my team, which was basically doing the same thing, except in that one we were doing I forgot what the op name was.
Shanty.
Op Shanty. We're basically trying to gather, or we were trying to gather uranium for that one. That was the big one for this event.
Mhm.
So hopefully it's the same sort of resource that we're using here. I didn't really read through what kind of resource. I didn't really get a lot of info on. Do you have any insider info of what kind of resource we're gathering here for this event?
I mean, I could tell you, but then that would ruin the game.
That is true.
Yeah, like I was gonna be all like, "Hey, boy, shut up. We should just tell them what they should bring and stop telling them about the game."
They need to know a little bit of
they
info.
do need to know,
They
which is
need
good.
to know.
So basically,
But
they
from
need to be prepared.
we could talk about this based on the previous game, right? Because we were gathering resources, and that was the fun part, is trying to make sure that the other team doesn't try and get to the resource, or right to the people that are trying to work on the resource. Right? It's not just let's say, like, Team Green going out there with pickaxes and stuff gathering the resource. No, they have been paid to protect the people that are gathering the resources there, or protect the people that are working there, right? So
basically what it is they need specialists.
Yeah,
right? You're going in there as a team, but you do not have that specialization. You guys are all airsofters. Okay, special operators.
You guys have the guns, and there's people out there that have the pickaxes and the know-how to extract the resources and use it, refine it, whatever it is, right? So yeah, that's getting deep into the story now, which is awesome, because now you know how it is that it's gonna happen. It's just that, can your team actually pull it together?
Well, you're going to need to be able to find the specialists, communicate with them, establish a civil connection, because again, a lot of people in airsoft always kind of point, aim, and shoot. So a lot of people are going to come into this game not realizing that if you point, aim, and shoot, you're going to lose.
Yeah.
PID, man, like seriously, I've been telling everyone and stuff like that. Positive identification is one of the most key elements when it comes to a sim, because guess what? Friendly fire counts, right? So if you shoot your friend, or if you shoot a non-combatant, right, which there are going to be, people have been asking, what? Yeah, there's NPCs, guys, seriously. So if you go and shoot off an NPC, and that's a key, vital, mission critical role that you need, and now they're dead, well, guess what? The respawn rules apply to them too. So all of a sudden now you've lost that specialist, and you've lost that gained momentum and time, and so like talking about the last op and everything like that, those were some of the key driving forces that caused the game to continue on for so long, was the fact that intel would get leaked, or a gathering would be disrupted, and then you would have to reestablish contact again and everything like that. Like it was that made it a lot of fun and everything like that. This is myself. Yeah.
Talking from the previous milsim, talking about resource gathering, you do have not a infinite, but a finite sort of resource, which is basically money involved in this, to basically
and ammunition.
That's a good one. We'll get to that later.
Sorry, so that's another one that we brought into this one, learning from the last one here. So
so now we're adding that, but we'll talk about that later. But money is involved here. Basically, your NPCs that are working with you or working against you, they can be persuaded by money, right? If you get a discount off of this because you saved them from certain perils, or you did a quest, or you did some sort of side mission, right, that you've done for them, and be like, oh yeah, no, we could definitely do this, or capture someone, right? That's a big one. Capturing
high value targets.
High value targets, capturing them, not just killing them, guys. Killing them, they're useless enough. You capture the enemy team, right, and then send them to someone, or send them to your commanders. You get extra bonus points for intel, or money, or anything like that, right? That'll come as you play the game.
Exactly.
Right? It's not just shoot 'em up. This is literally role playing, and as me and Mac here, and as well as Zach and other people that are in the back end here working on the role play aspect of it, and as well as working on the system, we're gonna be on top of you for killing a civilian, or just like making us have a hard time, right? Or you're not doing well on protecting our little property or area. Then we're gonna come in there and be like, well, I would give this to you course, I would give you this intel, but you guys didn't protect me properly, so I think I'm just gonna go talk to the other team and give away your position or something like that.
100%. Right?
And then you're gonna come in there and be like, wait. We'll give you money or something.
What can we do?
Yeah. So you guys are just gonna have a hell of a time trying to deal with the locals, right? Because that is basically winning hearts and minds at this point. Right? You want them to work with you, you're going to have to work with us, and you're going to have to please us, right? So, not that kind of pleasing, by the way. But, so,
oh my God.
So that is basically the team setup there. If you guys have any more questions about it, I'm sure what's going to happen is everything there is to do with the milsim, you have to do a command and control structure.
Yep.
So, like, the higher-ups have to deal with your consequences at the very bottom, right? You got to make sure that you get all the information from the top, and it comes down again.
Yes.
Right? And if your leaders aren't doing that, then you're not asking the essential question of, what are my orders? Right? If you go out there and you don't ask questions like, what are my orders? What are we doing as a team? And you treat it as a regular shoot 'em up, Saturday and Sunday skirmish, not going to work for you, because the goal here, the objective here, is by far big, right? We're dealing with resource gathering. We're dealing with, if you're at the other team, disruption, making sure that they don't get enough resource, and you try to capture as much as you can from them, like your resources and stuff.
Intelligence, recon, right?
Yep. And play the game as it's supposed to be, because that's gonna be how you win the game. It's not about how many kills you got or whatever, or how many NPC kills you got, because my gosh, we're just gonna give you a hard time if you do that, because we're not gonna play nice if
we just keep coming back.
Yeah. So that is the biggest one, is if you don't know what you're doing, ask your superior, which is basically your squad leader, team leader, squad leader, and then your platoon commander. It's like, hey, what are our orders? What do you want us to do? Utilize our team. Hey, we're tired. Can we take a break, right? And stuff like that. That is a big one to sort of go through when you're going through this milsim. We haven't actually gone through the rules yet, and that's a big one that we want to go through, is just an overview of the rules for this milsim, because there are specific rules to make sure that everybody follows the game and make sure that everybody has a fun time. And of course, the biggest one is like iPro. I think everybody knows about that. iPro. Once you step into the milsim, which is basically at around, 3 o'clock, I believe, is when we step in.
Yep.
3 o'clock is when we step in. Make sure iPro is on at all times throughout the duration of the game. Now, you won't be able to leave the milsim unless, this is another big question that I received as well, as if you want to step off for a while. You can't step off for a while. You signed up for a 12-hour, sim. It ends at 3 a.m. That is a timeline that we provided you. Anything else in between is basically like it's roleplay at that point. It's RP. You're basically jumped in an RP server, and you have to play the game. For you to leave, right? You have to go talk to your you have to talk to either your squad leader or your platoon commander, saying, "Hey, I need to go get something in my car." Now, since this is a ammunition restricted event, the admins will have to come with you, and this includes also going to the washroom if you really have to go to number 2.
Yep.
Number 1 is you just go in the woods. We're dudes, and unless you're a girl playing, then yeah, we will escort you to the washroom, and then you will have to be escorted back to your squad, to your platoon commander, and then afterwards we'll release you to your whatever team you're on. So that is key to making sure that everybody is sort of inside of this role play, so that you don't go out, take ammo, or take a break, because you're gonna be in the same situation as everybody else. You're tired, you're either cranky or cold or whatever. I mean, if you're cold, then that is also a good excuse too.
It's a red flag, though.
Yeah, that's a red flag, right? But that also means that you weren't prepared, because we're gonna be going over some of the equipment as well. So again, iPro on at all times unless you leave the field, right? Because we're going to be on the field for a good 12 hours or however many hours you guys complete this roleplay quest that we're doing for both teams, right? So, Mac, you want to go over some of the rules here with me? Um, starting after the iPro, what's the next thing that we're gonna have? I'm guessing etiquette.
Well, okay, so let's go over some mandatory gear first, okay?
Yeah, you know what? Let's just go to the gear. Yeah.
Yeah, just because a lot of people have been going like, oh, do I need this? Or, oh, like, so, there are a few things that, one second, I'm just bringing it up, that we've added on the packing list. Right. So, sorry, I was just getting distracted there. Right. So we do have a packing list. I don't know if you can like highlight it for the podcast segment or whatever and everything like that.
Yep. So I have the packing list here. I'll just pull it up.
Perfect. Exactly. Right. So obviously, a lot of thought has gone into this as well, and it's very similar to other milsim set rules and everything, guidelines and everything that are out there in the community, because they work and because it is essential. Right. So basically, right now, you go to a list of things that are recommended, and then there are things that are mandatory. So they do have the mandatory, parentheses beside that and everything like that. So you do need to make sure that you have those things. They are essential to part of the game and everything like that. So that will make sure that you are able to play properly. So starting off, right, you got your uniform, which is going to be collabed with whatever team that you're designated on and everything. And hopefully people have been talking in their team chats, their respective team chats. That way they can coordinate any uniform requirements that they have set on themselves and everything, because we did kind of leave it a little loose, and that just being that money can be an issue for some people when it comes to buying tons of equipment and gear for a specific sim, right? So a medical card, that's really important, guys, that you do have your medical card on you, whether it's your service card or just having all your service information on written down a photo or something like that, just in case anything were to happen, and emergency contacts, all that jazz, allergies, whatever that ails you. Moving on to that, a wristwatch. So this is your first set of mandatory items. It is highly recommended, guys. It doesn't matter what kind of watch it is, okay, but you need something that tells time, and it does not count if you have a phone. You need a wristwatch. I know a lot of us, okay, even myself included, are the type to look at their phone because they want to know what time it is. But seriously, you don't want to risk that in a milsim situation and everything like that. I would honestly just tuck your phone away. There's been too many times where people have been running around and they've had their phone out them on the field and they have lost it. And trust me, I know what it's like to break immersion when you have to stop playing and find something, because finding something is a little more important than playing a game. But so just keep that in mind, guys, right? Moving on from that, you got your load bearing equipment. So this isn't mandatory, but this is up to you guys on how you want to placate the game and just set up yourselves and everything like that. Again, this is kind of like a long duration game, so you probably don't need to be wearing weighted plates. You probably don't want to be wearing some big bulky plate carrier. But that being said, you also want to be able to have the real estate to be able to pack the gear that is required and everything like that. So guys, those choices are on you.
Don't make fun of the Chads. They want to wear that.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to wear that, don't wear that, whatever. Other than that, right, moving on down the line, you have your primary gun, which is obviously whatever weapon that you're going to be using to choose and abuse the rest of the game and the players. Your secondary gun, whether you chose that to be a pistol or something that's shooting at a smaller or lower FPS rate, or whatever your choices are, guys, you definitely want to have a backup just in case your primary ever goes down. Hitting our second list of mandatory items and stuff, guys, is a red kill light. So that is to indicate that you are dead, and that is for obviously when the sun starts to fall and it becomes dark out, because obviously nobody likes to get shot more than they are needed, and the red lights definitely help. Third thing is a flashlight of any kind, okay, guys, whether it's on your gun, whether it's able to be handheld or something like that, you need a flashlight. Okay, so this isn't so much about playing and everything like that, but this is just about you being able to walk and maneuver yourself around safely. So when you're dead, you definitely want to have the light pointed at the ground so you can see where you're walking. And then if you do have a weapon light, obviously that makes gameplay a lot easier. Guys that have weapon lights, when you are dead, please keep in mind that the way you carry yourself does affect the game. So if you're dead, please keep your gun light pointed at the ground. Do not shine other people and everything like that, because I can't guarantee you won't get shot again. That's basically what happens. If you have your gun up, I'm probably going to think you're alive and people are going to shoot you. cold, wet weather gear. This has been a big thing that people have been asking me
Big
about.
mandatory.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a big mandatory item that you are going to require. So now some people have asking me, oh, what do I need? Do I need an actual rain jacket? Yes, you need an actual rain jacket. Does it need to be some military camo one? Hell no. I don't care. You need something that is going to help sustain you through the duration of the game, okay, and at a comfortable level and everything like that. So if you feel like this is a really cheap rain jacket and you need two, bring two. If you have a really great rain jacket, you only need one, awesome. Those choices are going to be on you, though, okay, guys? Make sure you understand that your level of comfort is dictated on what you choose right now. So, a lot of people kind of get bogged down with the, oh, I don't want to carry all of that. And I understand that, sometimes when things are heavy and everything, you don't want to carry that the whole time. But I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And that saying goes for a lot of things, guys, right? Moving on to that, guys, is a backpack system to make sure that you're able to carry whatever materials that you are required for the play, batteries and BBs and stuff like that. So those are munitions for your airsoft guns and everything like that to go into. And then we will touch on the BBs because a lot of people have been asking me about that as well. Food and water. So this is our last mandatory item in everything like that. So when it comes to food and water, people ask me, oh, what do I need to bring? Basically, guys, you're going out for 12 hours. So you need something that is able to sustain you from 12 hours when it comes to food and hydration. There are some game elements that are going to be in play that are going to help with just obviously gaining and attaining water and everything like that. But food, guys, is definitely something that you want to either plan to bring stuff for and or bring money because there are NPCs. It kind of comes down to your forethought is really going to be important here and stuff like that. And again, guys, we will be doing kit checks and everything like that. So, if an admin looks through your kit and really kind of deems it as a risk, they can turn you away. So make sure you guys, make the right choices, not play in a sweater the whole night.
No refunds.
Exactly. But so that's just basically what's going on with that. We can kind of go into the magazine restrictions and everything like that right now because
let's go for it. Let's talk about the magazines and BBs because that's a big one for a lot of people.
Exactly. So a lot of people have been asking what's going on and why we didn't allow for full auto and blah blah blah, and bolt actions and stuff like that. But basically what it is just basically give us a little extra control on the game and everything like that. So right now we do have a Rifleman class. That's everybody in the game. So you are restricted to either carrying one high cap of varying amounts and stuff, because there's some that range from like 250 all the way up to I think like 450 or something like that. So one high cap magazine or 6 mid cap magazines or 12 low cap magazines. By low cap we just mean like the real sim magazines that are about 30 rounds.
30 rounds, yep.
Exactly. So the way that is just basically that's your way of carrying ammunition. So a lot of people have been like, oh, what if I don't have 6 mid caps? Well, that's fine. Play with 1 mid high cap then, right? That just means that's how much BBs that you can carry. And hey, man, that's 5 less mid caps to have to worry about losing, because that sucks. I always lose stuff during an event and it always pisses me off so bad. So that being said right there, and then the BB and ammo restrictions. So resupply for each participant magazine can only be done by handing in a resupply card from your, I think, certain mission elements and everything like that that are going to grant you. I can't divulge too much because I don't want to give away the game, but basically you're going to be trading in this stuff because your ammo is finite. So that also plays into why people need to be a lot more aware of what they're shooting at before they just start shooting, because a lot of you players out there, especially those speed softers, I know you're out there and I know you're listening, you guys shoot 100 rounds on one guy in 20 seconds. You guys are screwed. If you play that way, you're gonna be screwed, right? So you want to make sure you guys slow things down a bit. This isn't just like a run and gun kind of game and everything like that. So make sure, again, guys, I'm reading off just the same things that are all available right now. If you guys haven't already joined the Airsoft Strike Group Discord, they have all this information on their Op Minerva info, and they also have it on their Facebook event page and everything like that too. So make sure you guys check that out if you guys are confused or want more clarification on what I'm reading off right now, because these are basically just the base guidelines for the sim that is occurring.
And everyone has equal sort of rules throughout the other team as well. So don't think this is just
everyone's
on
going to
you.
be playing off that.
Everybody has the same rules, and these are the rule sets that they follow to keep everybody even. And the ammo restriction is a great way to sort of extend like engagements, gameplay. So like, it differs from everything because now you got to be more meticulous with, as myself as a squad leader leading an entire, like 12-man team or 10-man or 8-man or 6-man, whatever. If the rest of your squad just starts shooting and you're not commanding properly and asking people what their ammunition count is, you're gonna find yourself with your pants down saying, "Oh my gosh, I don't have enough ammo. I either need to pull back, right, or my entire team, it's decimated because we ran out of ammo." And you don't want to deal with the next part, which is basically wounded and as well as respawn, because those will cost your team a lot. And we're gonna go over that in a short bit here. But yeah, that's my input on ammo restrictions. Is it'll just make for an interesting gameplay as you go throughout the day.
Exactly.
Moving on. Do you want to talk about the FPS limits? I'm guessing, I think everybody knows.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so sorry I skipped over that just because I thought it was kind of evident. But we do have a FPS cap of 420 and below, so no guns that are 420 above, no DMRs, no snipers, and we have also taken out the full auto capability of things. So this is a sim. This mini sim is going into the night, and at no time have we allowed full auto at night, just because it comes into a safety factor and everything like that. So we have taken out the LMG class just officially in this game heading. So that being said, right there, that is the game mechanic rule set there. So
okay, other things as hand grenades or smoke grenades or anything like that. I'm guessing we're not allowing smoke grenades right now, and hand grenades have not been allowed for a while. So,
well, real hand grenades, I do question on how you got those, but airsoft impact BB grenades, they are allowed. You are allowed to use those. Smoke grenades, unfortunately, are not allowed just because of it comes down to a lot of weather things, but also comes down to overpowering on the film set part. So unfortunately, guys, I love it. I miss it. I used to use smoke too, but safety and money. So yeah, you guys don't have money. You're airsofters.
All right, so that's items out of the way. I thought BB grenades and stuff aren't allowed because it says here will not be allowed at this event. So that's what it says here.
Oh, did he? Okay, does he? I might have missed it.
Yeah, it says not allowed. So yeah, I just wouldn't bring it at this point.
Yeah, I know we took shields out. We took where's the grenade rule?
No, we're not allowing MRE bombs and 22 bangers. Sorry. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it says here all at this time all items or above will not be allowed in this event. So hand grenades, just basically BB grenades.
Okay. Yeah. So all right, I missed that one.
All right, it's all good. Yeah, no smoke grenades this time because Panther. All right, so let's go over being wounded and captured, being wounded and respawns, because that's a big one to cover. And are you familiar with how it works there, Mac? All right, let's go for it.
Okay, so basically the way that we have it set up right now, guys, is that if you are playing and then you are receiving your first hit, you are now wounded. So when you are hit, obviously standard ASG rule set as well as the Panther rule set, guys, you call your hit nice and loud and proud. That way you can stop getting shot at. And then you switch over to being wounded. So when you are wounded, guys, what you would do is now become inactive. Okay, so you can be revived, but it does require a buddy. So a lot of people call it buddy aid. Now you can either call for buddy aid or you can call for a medic. So basically we're still gonna work on the dynamic for that, because it comes down to a bandage system and everything like that. So you can kind of indicate when you're first hit and first wounded and everything like that. Now, if you are unable to be revived within the first 5 minutes, you have technically bled out. And when you've bled out, you are now fully dead, and you will have to go back to your respawn points and everything like that. And which, again, I don't want to divulge that now because that will give away from the game.
Your respawn point is basically where your commander sits or your platoon commander sits.
It'll depend on each team and everything like that. So in the game,
so if you don't know, you just go to your platoon commander.
Exactly. You can always ask a game admin and everything like that too, which is your platoon commander, right? So now that being said, I can't tell if it was a typo, sorry, because it's just saying when wounded, you may disclose enemy activity. Yeah, no, okay, so when you're wounded, you are allowed to say where enemies are and everything like that because you're wounded. But guys, this being a role play element and everything like that, the more grueling wounds and deaths and screams that I hear and stuff like that, I love it. It makes
role play. You're wounded. Oh my god, he shot me in the tree, the white tree. Oh my god, I'm hit. Right? There's stuff like that.
So now here's the part 2. So when you are wounded, if you are being going to be moved by your teammate, you do require to kind of be the dead weight. So a person does require to assist you to move you back to further cover so that they can buddy aid you with a bandage or something like that. They are able to. They are able to shoot their weapon, but they must stop and shoot their weapon, and you are not able to because you are incapacitated. And once you are back into the game from buddy aid and everything like that, you are able to keep playing.
Yeah, no last stand stuff, guys, because you're gonna pull off your pistol and start shooting. No. Like that's not allowed. Unfortunately, that's not allowed, guys.
Call of Duty shit. You know? But yeah, so if you are already wounded, guys, after you've been brought back and everything, you will have a bandage to kind of indicate that and everything. So there's like tourniquets or regular triangle bandage or gauze, whatever we're going to be running for the sim. I just haven't hammered that out yet.
If you guys have MSW tourniquets, bring
those. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I got a few.
I've got 4. Yeah. Exactly. So that being said, once you have been hit and you have that marker on yourself to be able to kind of indicate that, yes, I've been downed once. If you get downed again, you are dead, right? So you are dead or inactive, wounded, right? So now for that, you do require to move back to whatever the game dynamic is going to set up for. So I think, you know, for green team, it's going to be kind of going back to a base or something like that. For yellow team, they're going to have certain CCPs and everything, like casualty collection points and everything like that for the game that will be divulged later. So just pay attention to your guys's platoon commanders and they will give you that information. So just like Poi said in the very beginning, guys, everything kind of flows down. So if you don't have the answers that you are asking questions about, that is kind of a problem. So you want to ask up. You want to try and make sure that that, you know, flow of information is maintained from even the lowest level all the way to the top, right? And a lot of people kind of get like bogged down thinking like, oh, you know, I'm insignificant, or oh, they don't want to hear about what I saw or what I think or something like that. That's not true, right, guys? It's all about a team effort and everything like that. Sure, you know what? If you're a brand new player, probably you shouldn't be talking to the platoon commander. Yeah, right, 100%. Why are you talking to the platoon commander? But you are allowed to talk within your squad and ask for, you know, advice or what they think or their opinions and everything, and come up with something and grow that and put that forward from your squad leader, right? So as Poi said, from being a squad leader, and then a squad leader can take that towards a platoon commander and be able to kind of like stretch that out through the hierarchy of it, right? You don't want to be insubordinate and just go right to the top because you're just going to look like an idiot. And it's the same thing for like a platoon commander. He's not going to go all the way down and tell the lowest guy like what to do. That's not how it works, right, guys? It's all about
don't waste just don't go out there on your own willy-nilly without your squad leader and being informed about it. Your squad leader will place you somewhere where they could reach out to you, see you. You could see further than the squad leader will. If you're wounded all of a sudden, make sure that you have a buddy with you, right? So that they can cover your buddy, aid you, or drag you out of there, right? Being wounded doesn't mean you're out of the game yet. That means that the team, that gives time for your team to formulate a plan. Your squad leader go like, oh shoot, my guys is down here, I need to support him, right? But the more you RP it, the more you talk about it, the more your buddy, comes over there and be like, he's stuck over there, I need to get over here. And, I need to get him, right? So yeah, talk, RP, roleplay.
Exactly, right? And then so leading into that, guys, too, when we're talking about the wound dynamic, right? first time you're hit, you're wounded, you're down, you're calling out for a medic, you're calling out for buddy aid. So a buddy aid, anybody can give that to you. And most of that rule is pretty much generic and general across most of the milsim community and everything like that. Everyone kind of understands that, the first person when you're coming up to an injured person in airsoft, you can heal that person. The second time you're down, you do require a medic. And that's why, guys, also the wristwatch is important, because you do need to kind of have your own integrity to time yourself, right? If your buddy can't get to you within the first 5 minutes of you being hit, you bled out, you need to return to base to respawn officially, right? If you get hit and your second time and you're down, right? This time you need a medic. You can't just get buddy aided, right? You need an actual medic to come on perform whatever game situation that we've or game simulation for a medic that we've implemented and stuff like that. So you guys will also find that out later as well. So when a medic brings you back in, boom, you're all back to full health and everything like that. But if a medic can't get to you within that 5 minutes, then you're dead. You stand up, put your red kill light on, and you go back to your base or wherever point that we've designated in the game and everything like that. So now, talking about those 5 minutes, those are critical moments. When a participant is wounded, that person may or may not be captured by the enemy forces, even potentially by temporarily allies or neutral parties. This game dynamic is going to go all over the place, guys. To capture a wounded participant, all you have to do is approach the person, confirm with them verbally that that person is now captured, and all the weapons that are visibly found on him are disabled. Right? A captured
visibly.
Yeah, and thank you for picking up on that. The captured participant is now a prisoner and cannot escape until he is either freed by his captors or rescued by his teammates. Now, again, a big heading and everything disclaimer, aggressive manhandling is not going to happen and it is not allowed. Respect verbal commands both ways for the captured and also the capturer, right? So just make sure we keep that in mind. I know, guys, we're playing a game when we're role playing, and again, love the acting and love the dramatic effect and everything like that, but we got to remember, guys, that it is game and we want to treat each other with respect. So that action has been implemented in the game. Let's not screw it up, please. And then just going in, a lot of people have been asking too, vehicles. There will be no vehicles at this time. I know you guys don't want to sacrifice your mom's Mercedes and everything like that, so don't ask me to sacrifice my car. And about the military vehicles too, guys, okay, if you got $2,000, yeah, we'll definitely do it. No shields at this time. Ever, don't bring shields. You don't need shields. No, shields, why?
Stop. Why, no, we're not bringing shields. Hands down.
Stop.
No, we're
Stop.
good.
Exactly.
All right. Do you want me to go over the roles and responsibilities now? I think we're pretty much good for the wounding and capture part.
As long as that's clear.
If you're in the live chat, let us know if you have any issues with that.
Yeah. Well, here, do you want to answer some? Do we have any more questions in live chat?
So the previous question was 40mm shower shells allowed? No, it is not allowed.
No. Yeah, don't bring those.
Yeah, not allowed. Sorry, guys. As far as the wounding and as well as the capture sort of concept works, it's pretty straightforward from Milsim West. If you're familiar with Milsim West rules, it is the same thing.
But just any Milsim, most of them are all standard.
A lot of Milsims are like this now. Milsim West is a standard, so we are like Julian's sort of copying the same thing. The fun part is the carry wounded one. If you are physically able to carry someone and actually walk them through, by all means, go ahead, but do not strain yourself. Do not this is at night.
Yeah.
For the person that is wounded, that is being dragged or carried, right? If you're okay with someone, like, make sure that you're okay with someone taking the drag handle from your plate carrier and dragging it, because we all know that certain repos can't take all of this stuff, and all that fun jazz, right? So you got to make sure that if you don't want your gear to be wrecked, just whip out your hands and be like, just drag me like this, right? I have seen many milsims in Panther where they say carry wounded means that they could carry someone or they could just like drag someone, and then the wounded guy will just be like walking, like walking with them. No, literally.
We are allowing that, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
We can do it. We can carry wounded.
No, but I've seen it where they're just walking with them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, guys, act it out.
No, you need to have an arm over a shoulder.
Yeah, arm over shoulder, or just drag him, with both his legs like being dragged.
Yeah.
Like that's my best recommendation. Do you even drag carry, bro? Yes. Mac, this goes into your topic of fitness.
That's why I tell
right?
everyone, do you even drag, bro?
You got to get that sandbag training in there, dragging that sandbag, carrying that sandbag.
Mr. Armistead. Oh my God.
Firemen carry all the things.
Oh, yeah. I bet. He still got it. He could do it.
Oh, dude. Let's
go.
Throw
me over your shoulder.
So as far as being captured goes, guys, make sure when they come up to you and they're capturing you, do what you can to make sure that you don't talk.
Yep.
For people capturing people, the 5 S's basically silence. What is it? Secure. I forgot what the 5 S's are, but I know like for a fact that like when you grab a prisoner, make sure you don't say anything to them. Make sure they don't say anything back. Get them to the back of the lines as fast as possible. Make sure you set security because they are going to come after their prisoner, and then afterwards have your commanders or squad leaders talk to that person because information is valuable, guys.
Yep.
Right? And for the prisoner, right, you do your job to try not to talk because, you're all that info in your head try and get to you. Right? And then there is also elements afterwards with the capture system for the NPCs. And we're not going to give that away yet, but just keep that in mind, guys. Being wounded, right? If you caught the enemy with their pants down and you get like 5 people, right? That takes them out of the game, right?
I'm sorry, I'm just laughing at Mike here. He's gonna do an airsoft version of Sears training.
All right, so that is it for being wounded. Hopefully that is a big element of. Especially for what players,
of the game.
For what players go through, right? We're talking about the gear. We're talking about, like events and stuff being RP, and now we're talking about being wounded, right? You gotta role play that. Now we're gonna come into the roles and responsibilities. My favorite part because I like to do command and control structures. So the CO or the commander or, your platoon sergeant or platoon leader. He's responsible for doing everything, right? Within your team. He's responsible for sending teams over, giving teams breaks. He's making sure that all his subordinates know what's going on. Exactly. He conducts mission analysis, troop leading procedures, issues commands, orders for company tactical operations, resources. He's dealing with the resources, guys. Again, this is a resource-based game. Your ammo is a resource. Manpower is a resource, right? And your commander has to manage all that, right? On top of, right, the money that he has to give away to, whatever the operation requires, right? So the admin's going to throw him a whole bunch of other stuff, something like, oh yeah, this will cost this much to give support or this much to do this and that. Ensure that the company command posts effectively or is effectively tracking situations and statuses of each squad leaders. You're going to be out there, right, as a rifleman. You're going to be out there reporting to your squad leader. Your squad leader is going to report to your platoon commander or your CO commander, and they're going to develop some sort of strategy, some sort of tactics to make sure that you either don't run out of ammo or you have enough resupply or you have enough manpower to continue to fight. Up next is going to be your rifle section leader, or I guess squad leader is what they're calling it here. He effectively controls and directs and, tactically moves the squad into position, right? The commander shouldn't have to micromanage small little fire teams so that they don't get destroyed or annihilated or waste too much ammo. That is the squad leader's responsibility. He controls the movement of his squad, rate of fire, and distribution of fire. Right? This is where it comes very important to make sure you control your fire. Make sure you ask it again. If you don't know what you're doing, ask the squad leader. Right? This is the biggest thing. Is as a rifleman or someone below, right? always gonna ask them, is like, what are your orders, squad leader? And then he will direct you, he will point you, he will micromanage you as much as he can. He'll make sure that you are adequately supplied with ammo. He'll make sure that, if you're tired, you get some rest. The team gets some rest, And he understands how the team works. He does, again, the commander doesn't have to come in there and basically direct you. It's the squad leader is going to do it for you. And, um, the squad leader is going to be making sure that he communicates timely and accurately for like lace and salute commands or reports to the platoon leader. And that'll include things like squad location, progress, enemy situation, enemy killed in action, security, posture, etc. He has to make sure that that is all done in a timely manner. So me as a squad leader, I always make sure that, every sort of 10 minutes or so, if there's no action, I'll just send a report to my squad leader or to my commander saying, hey, this is where we're at. This is what's happening. Nothing's happening here, but this is our position right now. We're in an ambush or defensive position, or we're held up in this house talking to someone, right? Any action that you do, right? As long as you send that to your commander, you get proper situational awareness. Like the commander will get proper situational awareness of what's going on. Conduct troop leading procedures, TLP, understands the mission and commander's intent, ensures every member of his team knows the mission and their part. So as a squad leader, I always make sure to take a knee, tell my, rifleman, tell my medic, tell whoever's with me attached, be like, hey, this is the situation, this is what we're doing, and this is what we're going to do, right? So at least they know what's happening. Then at least if we get into a contact, right, my men will know, okay, the closest CCP point or the casualty collection point will be, over here north or somewhere, or over here. This is where we're going to meet up if things go, go crazy. If things go crazy and we need to fall back, this is our secondary fallback point, right? I always have a plan in place to make sure that the team knows what's happening. If we advance, right, what's going to happen to our, teams if we get split up, and I do tend to split up my teams because I want to make sure that I got all flanks covered. Make sure that we have some sort of point where we could gather just in case hell breaks loose. So that is the squad leader's role, and that is what I love to do in the sim. Unfortunately, I won't be here for leading a squad, but I'll be part of the sim regardless. All right, Rifleman. Rifleman is so what Julian's putting down here is be an expert on his weapon system. Basically, you're the guy that shoots. He must be effective with his weapon day or night. He must be capable of engaging all targets and aimed shots. Be quick. Be able to construct and occupy hasty firing positions and know how to fire from it. Are we building bunkers? Heck. No, we're not building bunkers, but I'm sure,
You just need to be capable.
You
capable.
You just...
Where is your entrenching tool?
You must know how to quickly occupy and cover a concealed position in all environments and what protection they will provide him in a direct fire weapon. Okay, thanks. This is pretty good. There's a lot to read here, so yeah. As a tip for a rifleman, like, guys, be sure, again, the most important part that I'll give you for being a rifleman is making sure that you always ask, what are your orders, because that is the biggest one in my mind when it comes to riflemen. Be laser, you are mostly laser focused on one thing and one thing only. You do not sort of have an awareness of what is around you. That the squad leader tells you what's happening, around you, but the squad leader will tell you, hey, focus on this, this pathway. This is your job and your job only. If anything moves or, makes a sound or anything, you report to your squad leader saying, hey, we got movement here. And then that'll basically go up to the chain of command saying, hey, we might have contact here. Then they could prepare for, if there's going to be a counter assault or if there's going to be a quick reaction force, That's basically it. And at least that'll give you an understanding of the mission as well. If you ask for orders, at least the squad leader will be like, okay, this is what's happening, this is what's going on, right? All right. So, I think that's it for roles.
It's pretty much because I was like, I don't want to dive into too much more of the game.
Yeah,
I want them to be there and like experience it. It's like I can't wait for the AAR.
Yeah.
The AAR will be good. But
Okay. So general safety orders. Can I let you read this portion?
Which me? Or you want me to read one or?
Yeah, you could. If you
Which
could
part?
read this one, the general safety orders.
1 second. I'm just trying to look through Minerva.
Yeah. It's after Rifleman.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so the general risk assessment or?
Yeah. The general safety
general
orders,
safety. Okay, right. So there we go. I found it right there.
Yeah.
All right. So obviously, guys, going through general safety orders is number one. Never forget that this is a game. Don't ever take yourself too seriously and everything like that. Make sure you guys take everything with a grain of salt. You don't want to get too wound up trying to win or trying to game the game or something like that you lose yourself and everything. At the end of the day, guys, this is a game and we're all here to have fun. Rule number 2 is keep your eye protection on. Eye protection on stays on at all times. Anytime you're out in the game, guys, if you need to swap out eye protection, make sure you follow the necessary steps to make sure that you are safe while doing so. I do recommend bringing more than one pair of eye protection. I myself usually like to bring at least 2 or 3. Number 3 is safety is your personal safety is the responsibility of everyone on the field, every participant. So if you see something unsafe, please call for a ceasefire and alert the nearest game admin or field marshal, and we'll try and rectify that the best we can. Number 4 is wear proper protective equipment for your environment. For example, sturdy boots for sites with challenging terrain and helmets and knee pads for sites with, hard surfaces, right? So if you guys require, if you feel like you're going to be kneeling down or going prone and stuff like that, those are some of the things that you definitely want to keep in mind, right? Number 5 is always respond to a ceasefire or a gun safe call. So most of the time, if we're calling for a ceasefire, guys, you will hear everybody yelling ceasefire. Echo the command, please. Remain in place. Do not move around. Do not continue to, move forward or anything like that. Stop, take a knee, but continue to yell ceasefire until you hear, it die down and everything like that, because and once you take a knee and everything like that, you will be instructed by a game admin or a field marshal on how to further continue playing the game after it's been addressed. Be accountable for yourself. That's number 6, guys. So if you're having a medical or a personal problem that is causing a danger to yourself or others, please, don't hesitate to tell your CO, tell your XO, tell a game admin or something like that, and we will help you the best way we can. If you need medical attention, we'll call an ambulance or something like that. Or if you just need to get medications from your car and you were dumb and you didn't bring them, I'm going to call you dumb because you probably should have those on you. Basically just make sure. We want you guys to have a fun and safe time. So keeping that in mind, right, guys? Number 7 is always observe and recover any pyro. I think that's an old rule from another sim that we have there, because guys, as you know, we will not be having any of that in the game. Okay, so do not bring any unauthorized pyrotechnics and hand grenades and smoke and everything like that. That's number 8. And then going on to the general risk assessment. Okay, guys, so this is basically what you kind of need to expect and everything from playing kind of like a simulation game and everything. So the top 2 risks participants for participants at a milsim event are in all or most cases, okay, guys, are strains, sprains, and fractures, dislocations, and other sports-related injuries and everything. So it's not a lot of like BB or airsoft injuries. Heat and cold injuries are also a result of dehydration or pre-existing medical conditions, or just plain out lack and proper preparation for cold weather and everything like that, or hot weather gear, right? Having too much on can also fatigue you as well. These risks are mitigated by the following measures: inspection at the event and processing by staff to ensure participants have the proper footwear and all this proper gear and everything like that. So kit inspections will happen and everything like that. So those are pretty much the general safety rules and safety factors when you're thinking about playing these events and everything like that. And then going over just our safety procedures, right, guys? So if you hear ceasefire being called, okay, guys, and basically the reason why, is there a reason to be called under is there a reason for me to yell ceasefire? So if you feel like there's a life, a limb, or eyesight threatening injury to any participant, you are allowed to yell ceasefire. So if you see someone's eye pro fall off, if you see someone fall down and they've twisted their ankle or something like that, you're allowed to ceasefire. Okay, guys, like we will stop the game for that immediate moment to deal with the medical need at that moment and everything like that. So guys, don't be shy. I mean, don't cry wolf and call ceasefire for like a scratch from a twig or something. But obviously, guys, like we want to make sure that everyone is safe and able to
safety number one priority.
Exactly. So
I want to add to that for ceasefire, because a lot of people think ceasefire in game is like, stop firing. If you need to tell your men to stop firing, you just tell them. I think it's a standard milsim West one is lift fire. Is how you tell your men to stop firing. That's my understanding. I don't know if you have your team that has sort of different codes.
Yeah, exactly.
Then go for it, as long as it does not go with ceasefire, because that is a game stopping protocol.
Yeah, that is exactly. So make sure you guys always understand that and everything like that. And that includes the word gun safe and everything. So if you don't want to yell ceasefire, if you want to yell gun safe, then that's totally fine too, right? But the rules with that, guys, whenever a gun safe or ceasefire is called, is you stop playing right away. You echo the command, you take a knee and you remain in place, and you wait for instructions from a game admin or a field marshal and everything like that. So that's pretty much it for coming up to to the sim and everything. And then basically just going over the team objectives here. Here are the really brief, kind of vague general description that ASG has already put out and everything. So this is what everyone knows, which is great. And so green team, their objective is to set up a base. Second is to trade with locals, and is to create and maintain supply lines and add an HOC assignment. So basically they're going to have some other side quests and secondary
ad hoc assignments. Yep.
Exactly, that they're going to be able to complete and everything like that. So yellow team has pretty easy time with this and everything like that, but they will have an uphill battle. It's basically set up an infill and exfil point, establish local contact to receive assignments, and it's basically just kind of like harass and figure out what's green team up to, and put
guerrilla tactics.
Yeah, put a stop to it if they can, and other than that, it's kind of just game the game. So
pro tip for yellow team: blended environment.
Yeah, but that's pretty much what's going on there. And I hope everyone's excited. I know I am. A lot of work and prep has been going into this and everything like that, and we've all been trying to discuss and get things ready for everybody. So hopefully the players that are out there appreciate it and have a great time. And if you guys have missed this opportunity, you weren't able to get tickets or anything like that, that's okay. I'm sorry you missed this one. There's going to be a next one, so make sure you guys stay tuned, stay listening to the podcast and everything like that. We'll let you know as soon as we know when another one's coming and everything. And basically just look forward to some funny pictures, and hopefully some GoPros are out there and stuff. We get some
in the dark. I don't know.
Well, there is the day portion.
Yep.
Right, there is the portion just before dusk and everything, but I do understand that yes, half of the game will take place in the dark. So. More than half, about 75% of it. So.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I think we've gone over a lot of things here. Yeah. Guys, comment in the live chat before we
if they have any questions, actually. Yeah.
Hey guys,
if you have, or did I miss any questions that didn't
No.
Mike, there you go. Do you even drag? Yeah, bro, I drag. You could pull me on my cry precision carry handle, okay? That's what it was meant for.
So until it breaks.
No, it won't break. It's cry.
Get those long what is it where you have a really long carry, like a string?
Yeah, I know. It threads and it just unravels like a sweater. No, it's like I spent the ridiculous amount of money so I could be dragged by friends in a milsim, okay? That's why.
Let's see here. So there is, I guess, a thing to
I need a
push through
carrying
here.
handle. No, you don't, unless you're talking about one for your gun.
Yeah. So uniform requirements. There is no uniform requirements. It is recommended to like match your assigned team colors, which is green versus yellow. But yellow is hard to find because that's desert color.
It's tan.
So
Yeah.
it's tan. So if you want to do that, but other than that, I believe it is yeah, it's just green versus tan basically at this point. So.
Like we are gonna have identifying armbands and everything like that, but yes, we did leave it up to teams if they wished to coordinate their uniforms, and feel more of like a team and have more of a uniform set or something. We let them have that freedom to do that in their chat. So if you guys haven't done that, that's on you. If you have done that, awesome.
Yeah, it's just interesting that Julian made it so that yellow team or tan team is basically the ones that are trying to ambush. So having bright colors like that, especially solid ones.
Well, I'm not expecting you to wear like a yellow shirt like Big Bird or something.
Yeah. But to have full tan, that'll be hilarious in the
if
dark.
You're wearing Coyote,
yeah,
that's not that bad. Coyote's not that bad.
You could still see them out in the distance. But yeah, no,
you can because you have nods. How many other people have nods?
Hey.
maybe like 3 people.
Yeah. So again, for my tips here, yeah, as a rifleman, ask what your orders are, and then that'll go up the chain of command. That's pretty much it. As a squad leader, there are a lot of things that I could give you for tips. So if you're leading a squad, you could come to me and I'll give you some advice.
I'm sorry, I'm just seeing something. Ty, no, it's not. Ranger green is actually great under nods. What are you talking about?
No, it depends on what if the materials are highly reflective.
It depends on what the material it is and everything. What are you talking about? You don't even own a pair of nods. How do you see nods, huh? I see nods. I look great under nods. What are you talking about? Get out of here.
Before we sort of do that, what's the weather this weekend for Saturday night?
I'm gonna lie to you, it does not look good.
Yeah, so my biggest advice for this one is bring rain gear, double the rain gear. Make sure you have extra pairs of socks, not only for the sim, but going home, because it's going to be dark at home. It's going to be dark at night. It's going to be 3 a.m. when we end the sim, guys. So, yeah, that's a big one. Is raincoat, tarp. Dude, grab yourself a camel tarp if you can, and that'll basically cover your gear, under the rain. Or if you're going to be in long, defensive duration, bring a tarp so that you can
throw a tarp over yourself.
Throw a tarp over yourself, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be camo too. It could be the green tarp. It could be the blue one. It doesn't matter.
Just bring anything to protect yourself.
Yeah, or just wearing Arc'teryx. You could only protect so much with Arc'teryx.
Yeah.
Right. Bring extra.
You can't protect yourself in a downpour with Arc'teryx.
And once you get cold to the bone, there is nothing at that point that will stop you from you're not stopping, but there's nothing at that point that you can do to keep yourself warm because you're already cold down to your skin. So
yeah, you hear that, iron deficiency?
Yeah. What? Okay, so again, it's a resource fight. You're fighting for resource. You are that's your main objective, and your BBs are a resource as well. Your ticket count or your respawns are a resource as well. Everything in this game is based on losing and gaining. So keep that in mind when you're playing this game. The reason the rules are here is because that we want to make it so that it's all even for everybody. Yeah, bring a lot of spare clothes, Ty. All right.
Yeah, exactly, especially Ty.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It will get dark at night, and make sure you guys bring your flashlights because
and batteries.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, especially with me and Tack that are gonna be RPing a lot. We're gonna add something special to it. We're gonna be out there having fun. I'm sure Tack will as well. My girlfriend's gonna be in there as well. Jill's gonna be there. She's gonna. Yeah, we got a lot of things ahead of us, for you guys. You guys are going to be in a suck, but we're going to try and make it fun for you guys. So
yeah, exactly. Hopefully we can do it.
Yeah. that is it for this. I guess there's no more other questions.
Yeah, if anyone else has got any questions,
Yeah,
please
if you
let
guys
us
don't
know.
have any questions, yeah, we're gonna ask our viewers here, and our listeners, if you're watching this on YouTube, you comment down below. If you've attended the sim, right? Comment down below. Let us know how you feel. We're gonna do probably an AAR report for the sim. If you want to be involved in it, someone who's higher up, like a squad leader or commander, that wants to jump in to these talks, we appreciate your story and side of things. We did the same thing for the previous sim, Shanty, where I basically told my experience of what happened, and Malcolm as well told his experience of what it's like being a squad leader or a platoon commander. And then as well as Julian's side, we're gonna try and get him next week as well, to see what can we improve upon, what we had fun the most, and as well as what we could do better as NPCs, because me and Mac are gonna be NPCs. Just so that we could have a fun experience for the next sim, because this isn't gonna be the only, like we said the same thing as Shanty. This isn't gonna be the only sim, right? Now we're having another one. Here we go. Make sure everybody's prepared, because this is the notes that we took last time in 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 the last sim. Is not a lot of people were informed of what's going on, so we're doing our best to inform everybody. Sort of like you watching video game sort of videos online and getting the best tips from your best streamers, basically. That's what this is all about. Except we can't stream Airsoft games. I mean, I tried, but
we could do it. We could try.
yeah.
Again.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, if you're interested in coming along and talking as, not as a rifleman, but someone, even if you're a rifleman, as long as you had a really epic experience, you come. Well, you come and jump into the topics, right? Because we want to hear your experience, right? We want to hear everybody's experience. My biggest takeaway is, if you want to talk about your experiences, or if you're a squad leader or commander, have a pen and paper out and start writing things. Like like let's say like 12 o'clock at night. This happened, right? So at least it's on your
exactly.
this is what happened in your head. It is also good to take notes so that you could give it to your commander as well and be like, hey, this is what happened at this time. What do we do? Is like, like 20 minutes ago, the enemy was here. Where do you think he's gonna be, at the swamp area here, or like, he's sneaking around city. Maybe he's around here somewhere, right? And then you match notes with another squad leader, right? So that's another one to have, is like a pen and paper. Like, they didn't have it on the required items or anything like that, or mandatory, or the packing list, but that's something that I always have, like, with me. Make sure that I have a pen and a notepad, like one of those, I know it's expensive, but it's the waterproof ones and the waterproof pens, right? I always have that on my sleeve here.
That's in I use that at work.
Yeah. So yeah, just write down everything. Yep. Buys nod adapter for phone to live stream. I actually have that, and I might live stream
the war
the
crimes
game
in the village.
Yeah. Mac.
I'm kidding.
So any war crimes that happen in the village, I will have it recorded. Nothing is gonna be and it's gonna be online. So guys, my best advice, follow the game rules.
Follow the game rules.
Yeah, follow your orders from your commanders. Make sure that you this entire video is all tips. So I hope that you guys have the best advice now, and going into the sim, hopefully you guys have fun. That's the biggest one that we haven't talked about. Have fun, guys. Yeah. It's role playing. It's supposed to be fun, right? Don't get salty when another player gets salty, right? He's having a bad time. He's supposed to know that he's supposed to have a fun time, right? If he's getting salty, right, just leave it. Let the admins deal with it, guys. You're out there to have fun. He's out there to have fun. He knows he's supposed to have fun. And yeah, just act it out, play it out. Doesn't matter if you're losing or winning. It's all in the name of roleplay. All in the name of good sport. Right? So
exactly.
Have fun, guys. All right. Well, we dragged this long enough.
Yeah, we're good. We're gonna let everyone go.
So again, comments down below, guys. Let us know what you think about the sim. Let us know what you think about, any sims in there. If you have any ideas of any sims, bring it out. actually go to Airsoft Strike Group and talk about it, because you could you could make their experience, you can make your experience a lot better on the next sim. Tell them what you think that they need to do, or if you have any feedbacks or ideas or anything, just let them know.
Mhm.
All right. Well, that is it for this episode, episode 66. This is Poi. That's Mac.
Hello.
And that is it for this podcast, where we go through an overview of ASG OP. I can't say it.
Minerva.
Minerva.
Like the professor.
Minerva. All right. Well, that is it. We'll see you guys on the next one.
All right. See ya.
Goodbye. That was Pat.
Oh, hi, Pat.